Nicole Ben Simon here, bringing you to this beautiful park on a Sunday morning, just enjoying all of what nature has to offer. And I wanted to talk today about the signs and the symbols that we are constantly getting from our higher self or our spirit guides or whatever you would like to call it, that they're always trying to communicate with us in different ways. And a very common way that we can get some signs and messages from our higher self is through nature, through visuals, and another way it could be through numbers. Another way would be through music, through songs, where we, listen to a song and we hear the words and it's really relevant to what we're going through right now. So I wanted to talk this morning about some of the messages that we could get if we have the awareness of what the signs are and what they mean. So this morning when I came to this beautiful park, these beautiful two little cockatoos I was really drawn to them. They're just sitting on the tree and I was just watching them, and there were two cockatoos just sitting on a branch and just connecting with each other. And I thought, this has been brought to my attention, and what is the reason for that? Because there are no mistakes in the universe, and there's always a meaning if you're willing to look into it. So I often, if I see something often or something is drawn to me and I'm not quite sure what the meaning of it is, I would just Google cockatoo spiritual meaning or white feather spiritual meaning. What else? There are basically anything that you see that catches your eye. You can always Google it and see what the spiritual meaning is behind it. And that's what I did this morning. And the cockatoo is all about bringing us back into self-love on a deeper level, and communicating with family in a way that allows you to be more tactful. So that to me is actually quite relevant, because there are some things going on in my life in regards to my family. And there was an incident where I did feel that I could have dealt with something with a little bit more tact. And so it's a personal journey. And so what it would mean to me may be something that it would mean to you. And another way is to just tune into, just tune into it. Like, what is the reason why this has come to my attention? A feather, for example, can be a reminder that your angels are with you and that spirit's with you. It's a very positive sign or symbol that, if you walking around and you see a feather on the ground, that's usually what the sign is from your spirit teams. Another one would just be like a love heart. You just look down and you see like a leaf, which is a love heart, or up in the sky, cloud formations. There are so many ways that we can interpret our environment. Butterflies, there's a butterfly just in front of me now, and that does represent freedom. It represents the ability to see things from a higher perspective. The butterfly is also about the caterpillar going into the cocoon period and then becoming that evolved part of itself, which is the butterfly. So there are so many messages that we can get when we see a butterfly. And there was a period in my life where I was seeing so many butterflies that it was just like I had to just see what that meaning was. There are so many ways in which we can connect to our environment, and it does take the ability to be present and be in the moment, because if you're not in the awareness of what's happening around you, you will miss so many signs and symbols. And unfortunately, this happens because we're all so busy and we're all so distracted. But it's beautiful to be able to take some time out to be by yourself, so that you could just be really aware of your surroundings and allow yourself to be shown or guided through the different ways that your higher self wants to connect with you. And for some people this might be really esoteric and very fluffy and weirdo, and that's okay, because some people don't see or don't choose to see the depth of the fact that we are all one and we are all connected. And when we're in nature, that's just an aspect of ourselves that's representing to us what we need to see. So yeah, it does take some getting used to, because it's a different way of thinking, but it's a new type of awareness. And when you're ready to be open to listening to signs or seeing signs, then more opportunities like that will come to you, and you will notice things more and more, and you will be able to look into them and look into what your higher self is trying to show you or guide you towards. So I hope that sort of makes some sense to you. And there's always that ability to just Google whatever it is that's caught your attention and just see what that spiritual meaning is, because there is always a reason behind seeing something or being drawn to something. It could even be a colour that you're seeing all the time. What is the meaning of that colour? What's that colour trying to represent to me? And you can tap into yourself and find that information, from your own intuition. So yeah, like even the tree has a symbolic representation about strength, about being strong and deep-rooted. We have a lot that we can learn from nature. Even the sea, the depth of the sea is, when you're really, really deep down in the sea, it's very calm, it's very flat, it's very peaceful, very quiet and still. Whereas on the top of the sea, you've got the waves and you've got the tides and you've got the elements of the wind that affect the surface. And so you can look at the sea as a symbolic way of looking at yourself, that internally being balanced and in peace, like the bottom of the sea, is just a beautiful way to live, and it is the way that we should be living. Balanced, calm, neutral, and our life around us may be like the waves in the sea. And some days it can be choppy, some days it can be calm, but internally we should always be balanced and neutral, like the ocean is deep down inside. So there's there are a lot of things out there that we can learn from, a lot of things in nature that we can learn from. And the more we have the awareness to look deeper into it, the more incredible the messages can be for us, to really assist us on our own journey and give us the signs and symbols and the messages that we may need to hear to help us make decisions that are for our own good and for the good of people around us. So I hope that you all have a beautiful weekend. It's Sunday Sunday lunchtime around midday in Melbourne, and just coming and doing a meditation under the tree has just been such a beautiful way to start the day and really lift my vibration up and connect with nature and what it wants to speak to me today. So have a great weekend, and see you soon.